Hey, what's up, you guys? This is B McCoy with a little blog. It's kind of a response, but I was going to do a blog like this before. It's pretty much about Washington, D.C. Washington, D.C., I like it. I like it. I don't love it yet, like some people love it. And I'm just going to say this. I've been here for almost 2 years, and I have still have not adjusted to living in Washington, D.C. Like, that's crazy. Almost 2 years, and I haven't adjusted. I haven't adjusted mainly uh, because it's so different, especially with the prices. Like this apartment, like it's over $1,500 for a two-bedroom, one-bathroom apartment. That's on the same level as what I lived on when I lived in Houston, and I was paying no more than $600 there. That's insane. Like that's crazy, and everything is really overpriced. So there was a vlogger. Her name is Joulzey. I don't know if I'm saying that right, but she made a blog, a video about how she thinks that DC sucks. It doesn't suck that bad. I will say that to me with my experience. One thing about DC is that you can't go into DC um, really expecting it to live up to Scandal or a different world. So just like when I got here, I was like, okay, this is gonna be a black city with all this. DC is one of the whitest cities I've ever been to in this country. And I got into an argument with a guy, and I was like, this city is one of the whitest cities. He was like, there's black people there. I'm like, no. If you have a historically black college as big as Howard, a population of this many black people that's supposed to be here, like where are the black people and where is the culture? Like where is all the black people? Where do they come together to do? It's not. It doesn't exist here. It does not exist, and people think that it does when they get here. It does not exist. It doesn't exist. U Street, the black is supposed to be like the black district, historically black district that was burned down like during the riots and all of that stuff in the '60s. It's like one of the whitest streets. Like if you on the street, it looks like I'm in like um, when I was in the South, like in Auburn, Alabama, somewhere, like where the university college kids come out and drink and fall in the street. Like that's what U Street is. It's not like a black street, but culture. Like I thought when I was going to walk down U Street, I would see like street vendors. It would be like live music, like a lot of culture out there. They would have like fit. No, it's not like that anymore. You have Ben's Chili Bowl, but like even in Ben's Chili Bowl, there's a line of white people like walking out. Nothing wrong with white people coming to the place, but if you want to promote something that's been a black district or black city, I need that culture to still exist, and I need at least black people to be there. Like there'll be like black people around, but it's just not what it could be. Like okay, let's take Atlanta for instance. For instance, when you go to Atlantic Station, like I enjoy Atlantic Station because I love people watching. I love the selection of food there. Um, Everybody knows where it is, and everybody knows that's where people are going to be. There's nothing like that here. Like people just don't know where to go for stuff, and it's just very confusing. One thing about here, one thing that I was surprised about when I moved here was that the Howard students really don't come out like that. Like they stay on that campus so much, like I guess studying and talking about like um natural hair care products or something. I don't know what they talk about, but like, they stay on that campus so much, they don't expand out and do a lot that I thought that they would be doing. I don't know. Maybe I thought like they would have like Howard concerts. I don't know, like Howard book parties. I don't know what I thought they would have, but it would just seem like Howard would be such a bigger part of DC than what it is, and it's really not. Like if I didn't know about Howard, I wouldn't know it was here. Like I wouldn't be like, oh, what happened? I wouldn't know it was here at all. I wouldn't know it was here, but I wouldn't know it's here just because the people that went there will tell you that they went to Howard, and they will say it like 10 times. And so yeah, so DC is really not what you think it is, and don't be fooled by what you see when you visit here for a weekend because it's completely different from living here. It is wildly expensive. Like my rent is more, food is more. The thing about it, like if you work here, you're gonna have to pay more. Like I'll go to like this buffet type thing, and I was paying like $7 every morning for like a small thing of like grits and uh, 2 pieces of bacon was like $7. Like that's crazy, and you pay that every morning because you don't want to have to take a lunchbox from home, including your bag for work, like to work, because DC is such a networking city. You never know what you'll be doing after work. You never know if you'll have like a lunch meeting or a lunch date or something. You don't know what you're gonna do after work. And then on top of that, immediately after work, people go straight to happy hour here. Like I get off work, as soon as I get off work, I'm not lying. All of the bars downtown are full before 5:30. Like full. Like I can't like you can't even get in the door of some of these places at 5:30. Other cities, like happy hour that starts like really getting packed around 6:37. Like, no. It's full at 5:30. There was this one happy hour place that I went to. It was full at like 4 o'clock. Like it's crazy. So you never know what you're gonna do here. So bringing your lunch, that'll be kind of a weird thing. The food, let me tell you. Oh, before I get to the food, let's talk about how expensive it is. Like bags are 5 cents. Sales tax is like 10%. So yeah, you're gonna pay a lot. Then the metro, man, let me tell you about the metro. The metro, first of all, is based on like where you go, and I spend close to like $300 on metro like every month. That's crazy. And even if you have a car, people with a car drive to a metro stop, pay to park their car, then get on the metro and pay more money to go to work. Like it's crazy. Like stupid. Like it's really stupid. Then the food is not what people say it is. It's not what people say it is. Like there'll be this like local place that everybody goes to. I'm not going to name names because I don't know. Maybe I have to work with these people in the future on something, so I'm not going to say. But the places that people tell you to go, they don't have seasoning on their food. Like they have no seasoning. Like why do people like this stuff so much? Because they don't have seasoning on their food. So don't go where people tell tourists to go. There's a lot of fake culture in DC. Like a lot of people have bought like businesses and they call it like black this and black that, but it's not even owned by a black person. And then on top of that, it's like fake concerts and stuff. Like it's just not real culture. Like if you go to New York, there's stuff like jazz clubs and stuff that's been there for 50 years. It's hard to find all of that type of stuff in DC, right, together in an area. So that is a downfall of DC that annoys me. And then gentrification. Gentrification is so bad here that the hood, like when people say the hood, they mean the hood, like the hood means really like you wouldn't live there. But people do live in lower income neighborhoods that white people are now moving into and black people are now moving into, like middle class black people and uppity black people are moving into. And black people are gentrifying the neighborhoods as much as the white people. So we need to stop doing that too, saying that gentrification is just white people. It's black people too, because we suck the life out of a community. We don't add anything into it. We move in like the community I'm in now. We suck the life out of a community, even though we are black. We're not adding anything to it. Just being black, like we're not doing anything. We're not even going to the black businesses in the neighborhood. So, like, what are you contributing to the neighborhood? Are you contributing more than the white people? Like, what are you doing? You're just black and you live there. You're a gentrifier too. Bye. Dating here is kind of different. Dating here is different. I feel bad for females because there are so many dudes here that's gay. Like, I don't know. I don't know how females can even like find anybody here. And case in point, let me tell you. So these two females I know from Texas, we decided to go to this club called the Park on 14th. It's probably the most popular club here for bougie black people. That's where bougie black people go and worship the bougie black god and listen to India Ari. I don't know, but and we walked in the door. It was like a scandal party or something. No lie, no lie, no lie, no lie. We walked in the door. The dudes were like around each other. Like all the dudes were like talking to each other. All the females were like sitting down like by themselves. Like I guess I don't know what females talk about. Like talk about tampons or something. I don't know what y'all talk about. But they were like talking about stuff, and I'm like, this is crazy. Like this is. insane. So there were like maybe 10 girls, 10 females to one guy that was straight. You know what I'm saying? So I hate it for the females here. But um, also dating here is kind of different because you have so many people that think that they're all that, like that they're together, that everything is together in their life, that you can't add anything to their life, and that they're so great and wonderful, and things are just going well for them. Like, people are so arrogant here. It's very hard to date, and many times they date because they want something from you other than like a romantic relationship. Many times it's a connection that you have, and you'll later find out that that's the reason why they are talking to you. So that's another thing with to deal with when you're living here. Dating here is very strange, but I would say what you have to do is love yourself. But anyway, and then on top of that, as far as cliques, with cliques here in DC, like that's one of the main things that slow me down to meeting people. The only reason why I have certain cliques now because I had connection somewhere else or it just happened. But if you're not a cliquish person, or if you're not a talker or a person that's going to network, you will hate it here. I actually love being around people that love to network and that they love doing things and they're go getters. This is a city of go getters. If you're not a go getter and you're not like a mover and shaker, you won't like it like at all. You will think it's an F minus minus minus. It's very cliquish here, and people are so rude with their cliques because okay, in Houston it would be different. If let's say I'm at a gathering, gathering, they're like, hey, so we're gonna go to um to Kiko's place for a little gathering. They want to come. They'll be like, yeah. So everybody in this room can come. They'll be like, okay, let's go. Like here, they'll be like, we're going to Kiko's place for a gathering. They'll be like, okay, well, I'll see you later. Like it's like that. Like they are very protective about their cliques. They don't like mingling the two sides of their life, and I understand that kind of. But at the same point, it's very hard to network and get in other groups if you're protective of your clique. You know what I mean? It's very hard to penetrate groups and cliques here. It's very cliquish. One of the most annoying things here, I mean, but good thing. It's a good thing. There are a lot of quality people here. And when I mean quality, I mean not saying you're a good person, not saying you are nice and you feed the lambs at the circus. I don't know, whatever. But there are a lot of people with education, job, nice car, nice place, like a whole bunch of those people. In the other cities I've been to, I don't see that in a room. Okay, and you would be really uncomfortable here if you're not that person. So if you didn't go to college or you don't have a really nice job, you will feel uncomfortable and want to move. Like you will, period. You will feel uncomfortable because that is very important to people here. And when I go into a room, like okay, let's say I was in a room um not that long ago. Like I was at a gathering, every single person in the room had a professional degree. Every single person had a professional degree in the room. Nobody just came in had a bachelor's. So I was like, what? Like this is crazy. Everybody had a professional degree. And the thing about it, what I liked about it was that we could like, and they were dressed like in like street clothes, not really bougie, but like you know like a shirt like this. What do you call it? A wife beater and some shorts or something. But we could have like a ratchet conversation about Real Housewives, about Jeezy mixtape, and was it hip love and hip hop, and then we could start talking about the souls of black folk, Baynard Rustin, um, like white privilege. Right? We can switch it up. So that is a good thing about here. You have groups, you have high quality people that are also versatile in in culture and in the things that they know and the things that they love and in the things that they hold important to their lives. They like being ratchet and they like being intellectual. I love being able to switch between those two, but that make people uncomfortable if they're just in that intellectual mode, because if you're not in that intellectual mode and you're not like, well, I did this and I went, you're not going to enjoy DC. Um, but it's annoying because I don't really say that I have a master's degree because people don't believe it. Like in person, I look really, really young in person. I mean, I look not looking young now, but I look really young in person. And people think that I'm like in college or something when you see me in person. You'll say the same thing. So like I will just be in a conversation and I'm not lying. The first thing people ask is, "What do you do?" I'm not. They have done it over and over. That's it. What do you do? Oh, okay. Where do you work? Oh, what school did you go to? I'm like, is this a job interview or am I like meeting you just to have a conversation with? Like, it's like that. It's that intense. People are always clawing, trying to get up, trying to find some kind of connection that'll make their career go up. And I don't like that. But I do enjoy being around those type of high quality black folks. Overall, I would say if you want to move to DC, I would say you should really do your research and really find a job before you move here. Don't move here without a job, because even though I came here with a job, to keep that job, it was a struggle. Like the transportation here is ridiculous, and you really have to be stable when you move here. Don't come here trying to chase something. This is not the city to be chasing something unless you have something together. Like you have an internship, you have a decent job. And that's another thing about some of these people. This is off subject. Some of these people are so uppity here. And I'm like, you're one election or one furlough away from losing your job. Because a lot of the government working people have a bad attitude because they think, well, I have a nice job. No. Like you're one election away from losing your job. Like they can cut your entire department. Like like we have a crazy Congress now. So we have a lot of uppity people here that need to be brought down. And I always have to bring them back down. So I think that moving to DC, I think that's a good decision for people that want to go into politics, that wants to go into like consulting, government jobs, Department of Defense type jobs, nonprofit jobs. This is the place for you. This is not the place for people in the arts, because it's really not, unless you have a bunch of degrees and you're trying to get a job like at a museum doing something. I don't know, but if you're like somebody that plays a guitar and you want to like make money just playing a guitar, don't move here. If you are in photography, don't move here. If you are in like, I would say, I don't know, maybe other stuff that I'm not familiar with, but in my field, it's a good field. Communication, I think, is a great city to be a part of. There are a lot of opportunities here. You just have to be connected and be annoying and go to stuff. When I first moved here, I went to every networking event I could go to. I would look on Eventbrite and start looking for events, meet up, and start looking for ways to meet people and look for events. I went to the National Association of Black Journalists meetings. I went to a whole bunch of stuff just to get connected with who were the people in the community that I needed to know. You have to make some kind of effort to become a part of the community, and then people will start opening up to you. But it's really hard here. So you really have to do your work and to expect something to come from it. So, but anyway, what do you think? Like, what do you think about DC? I want my DC people to say something, or my people from other cities to say something about DC or about where you live. Hit me up at Rice Champ on Twitter, bmccoy.com. All right, bye.